Welcome to The Deciding Point, our Cracked Racquets weekly breakdown of the biggest storylines happening throughout the tennis world. On this week's show, we are talking 2021 Wimbledon gentlemen's singles results. Of course, we have to talk about Novak Djokovic winning Grand Slam number 20, probably solidifying his case as the greatest men's tennis player of the Open era. Of course, we have to talk about some of the other trends that emerged as well. Outside of Novak Djokovic, you see the post-Big Three hierarchy starting to take form. Where does everyone rest in that hierarchy? That's something we'll discuss. I also want to talk about two players I'm buying all of the stock in. FAA, Hubert Hurkacz, winners of this Wimbledon, winners moving forward as well. I'll explain why. All of that discussed on today's show. With that in mind, Westoff, roll those credits. Let's get after it. Listeners of our Cracked Racquets content will know I try to incorporate as many analytics as I can into my coverage of the sport. If the numbers are telling me something, if my eyes are telling me that same thing as well, more likely than not, it's probably happening on the tennis court. And while I will turn to some official stats for Hubert Hurkacz, this is an unofficial one here at CR headquarters. I am pretty sure a player has never gone from a 6-match losing streak to the semifinals of a Grand Slam, the first semifinal, by the way, of their career at a Grand Slam, all in the same stretch. But that's exactly what Hubert Hurkacz has done. The 2021 Miami Open champion, now a Grand Slam semifinalist as well, as he knocks off Roger Federer to reach the first semifinals at a slam of his career. It was also his first round of 16, first quarterfinal, first semifinal, all in the same event. Again, it comes off of the back of him winning that Miami Masters title, winning his first match of the clay court season, but then 6 consecutive losses between his second round match in Monte Carlo and the start of Wimbledon. You look for Hubert Hurkacz, definition of a tennis chameleon, guy who plays to the level of his opponents, and I think his career numbers reflect that fact. You look for him in his last 52 weeks, 12-11 against top 50 opponents, but 7-5 against the top 20, 4-2 against the top 10. You look for him in his career, 14-21 against top 20 opponents, 9-11 against top 10. The better the opponent, the more disciplined it forces him to be in. Hubert Hurkacz is a guy who can do a million things on the court. Plans B, C, and D for him, they're all there. You want to play a slice game, he'll play slice game with you. You want to play power tennis, he can play power tennis. That first serve, 6'6", his length, his variety, he can do a little bit of everything. Play slice, go big and flat down the line, get to the net and look comfortable and be comfortable up there. I think he's one of the rare next geners with elite hands, elite feel, elite ability to read the court when he's at the net, and just, you know, because he's a jack of all trade, he struggled to figure out, well, what should plan A be for me? And you look for Hubert Hurkacz now. I think he came closer to finding that plan A here at Wimbledon, and it always is going to start with that first serve. He was winning 81% of his first serve points coming into the semifinal round. Of every player who played the event, it trailed, Djokovic, Berrettini, and that was it. And that was how good he was on the first serve. And beyond that, with that wingspan, because he's solid off of both wings, he puts a ton of balls in the court. Particularly, can make a bunch of returns in the court as well. Whether it's the forehand wing, the backhand wing. I do think his forehand's a little bit more vulnerable to pace, but still, he's a guy who can do so much so well. And you look for him again. Whether it was his run in Miami where he beats Rublev, Tsitsipas, Raonic, Shapovalov, and just, whether it was run here at Wimbledon where he beats, Medvedev and he beats Federer and he does all of these different things to reach the semifinals here at this event, because he's got such a broad skill set. He's just a tough matchup for any opponent to play. If you're a grinder, he's going to take advantage of that fact, take the ball early and attack. And if you're someone who wants to play +1, he can either match your +1 and then, use his return to limit your opportunities to play that sort of style. So Hubert Hurkacz, he just epitomizes to me the modern men's tennis game. That length he has, 6'6", again, but for someone that size to move as fluidly as he does across different surfaces, can slide on hard courts, grass courts, this insane flexibility, will dive when he's at the net, and, again, can pop 130, 135 mile per hour first serves when he wants to as well. It can play, long rallies from the baseline, but then is also comfortable moving forward, can play slice, can play short angles, can do a little bit of everything. That's what you have to have in modern men's tennis. Of course, weapons are put at a premium as well, but he has those weapons, and then he's got the variety to do everything else as well. I'm all in on the Hubie bandwagon. I think a lot of us have been since we saw him in Miami. I like to think we were on the bandwagon here before that 2018 offseason. Stokowiak and I named him one of our 2019 offseason, we named him one of our players to watch heading into 2020 on a mini break podcast all of you can go listen to. But again, this Wimbledon confirms what we all saw in Miami, and it gives Hubie that confidence he needs entering his most dangerous portion of the season, these hard court events. Hubert Hurkacz unequivocally one of your biggest winners at the 2021 Wimbledon.